All right, so, okay, we're gonna make a game today. We're gonna make a game with a monkey who wants to eat bananas. And we're gonna program it using Scratch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go on our web browser and we're gonna go to the website scartch.mit.edu, which is a great place to learn how to program. Okay, so what we're going to do, once we're signed in, you don't have to sign in. You can use Scratch without an account, which is great. Maybe it's your first time using Scratch. You don't need to set up an account. Just go ahead and do it. So we're going to create a new project. Can anyone see the create?
Yes, it is right beside the where it says Scratch, create.
Okay, that lets you create a new project. All right, so we see a couple of things. Let's show everyone. We've got on the far left, we see a bunch of words. What do they say?
Motion, looks, sound, events, control.
Okay, those are all different types of programming blocks that we're gonna try using later on. When we click on those, it changes. We can actually just sort of scroll up and down on that as well. And it shows us all the different types of blocks. So if we want to move our characters around, we're going to look in the motion. If we want to change the way they look, we're going to look under looks. If we want them to make sounds, we're going to click on the sounds, etc. Okay, so right now we've got a cat sprite sitting in the middle. We're going to click on our cat, and you can see when you click on a little box jumps around the cat, showing you that it's selected. What we're going to do is we're going to change our cat's costume. So we're going to go up. After we click on the cat, we're going to click on costumes. So click right here.
It's the one in the center between code and sounds.
That's right. Okay, and we're going to change his costume. So right now he's got two different costumes here. We're going to see if we can find a monkey. So if we click down here on the bottom, it says choose a costume. It's got like a little cat head with a plus.
Do you push it?
So I'm going to push on that.
Okay.
And then we got all sorts of different things. We're going to look for an animal. We're going to make a monkey who wants to eat bananas. So I'm going to look around and see if there's a monkey costume in here.
And you can also just search it if you want to go faster. So it will say monkey A and monkey B. You can select whichever one you'd like.
Okay, we're going to get rid of the cats. So we're going to click on costume 1, which is a cat, and push the trash bin at the top right hand corner. Okay, so you can see each sprite. These little characters here are called sprites.
So
every sprite has different code associated with it, different costumes, and different sounds. So you can see there's 3 tabs here: code, costumes, and sounds. We were just looking at the costumes one. We're going to go back to code now. Okay. So click on code. All right. So most projects, you start them off by pushing this flag. Right now, when I push the flag, nothing happens because I don't have any code associated with that flag. But that's usually what you do, and that gets the whole project started. That is a type of control. So we're going to look under
events.
Under events, I'm sorry, it's a type of event. So it's an event that starts things. So I'm going to grab my when the flag is clicked.
So you're just going to drop it right anywhere in the thing, but just try to do it higher so that you have space to code.
That's right.
The rest of the way down.
Because when we build our code, it goes down. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. Drop it near the top of your code. All right. So when that is clicked, we're going to have our monkey follow us around. It's going to follow our mouse around. So that's how we're going to get our monkey to move. There's a couple of things. I think our monkey's too big right now. So the very first thing we're going to do when we start is we're going to shrink our monkey. So which one of these types of blocks do you think we're going to look under? Looks? Okay. Looks. So let's look under looks.
Say hello.
And see if we can change his size to something else.
It's the 4th bottom, and you're just going to grab it and then click it. You're just going to like you're going to put it right near the flag and then let go, and it will just click right into there.
Let's try setting it to 50%. So he should be twice as small as he is now.
So
you can just erase the 100 with your keyboard and type in 50 for 50%.
It didn't change.
And let's push the flag. Yeah, it didn't change it because we didn't run our code yet. So go ahead and run our code with the flag.
Is he too small maybe?
Let's say it's too small to you and you want him to be a little bit bigger, you can always change the size again.
I think I'm going to change
I think that mine's a little bit too small for me.
Same with me.
So I'm going to move mine to 65.
I'm going to try 70.
So now I like the size of mine. It's like
So what we're going to do, we want, once we push the flag, we want our monkey to follow around our mouse forever, wherever it goes. And there are different types of loops and controls in our program. So we want to click on controls, and we're going to look for something. We want whenever we move our mouse forever, we want it to follow us. So we're going to grab a forever loop
and just click it in.
Yeah, and drop it in there below the set size to 65.
70.
Now we're going to deal with a bunch of stuff of movement and motion and things. So where am I going to look? Under which one of these here, Quinn?
We're going to look under the blue.
The blue one, which is motion, right?
So you're just going to look under motion.
We're going to have it start by pointing towards our mouse pointer. So we're going to pick that one up, and we'll drop it in our forever loop. You can see the mouth of the forever loop gets bigger. It kind of opens up like it's eating all the things inside. Because when a forever loop runs, it does everything that's in there and then goes back to the top and runs them all again. So the first thing it does is it points towards our mouse pointer. Let's push our flag now. Oops, push our flag and then move your mouse around. What does the monkey do?
He spins in circles.
Right, he follows your mouse.
Whatever movement he does, he'll look at your mouse.
Quinn's, yours looks like he's getting dizzy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He looks like he's holding his tail and getting dizzy.
Yeah. All right, now we want him to move around too. All right, so what are we going to choose?
So you'll probably need like another motion one.
Yeah, and we'll choose maybe a move block.
Move 10, like the one that says move 10 steps, the very first one.
Yeah. So
and you'll just drop it right under.
Yeah.
So instead,
and I think 10 steps is probably too many. Let's do some experimenting.
How about I'm going to just check out 5 and see what it does.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Same with me.
Oh, it works well for me.
Yeah. Do you think? I think that might be still a little fast, but.
So I'm gonna try 4.
Okay.
4. Enter.
Yeah, that's better, eh?
4 is good.
4 is good.
Yeah. I like
4 seems good.
All right.
So now you figured out how to move your monkey around.
So right now we have on our stage one sprite, and this is the code that we've written for that sprite. Okay, and it's called Sprite 1. It's a good idea sometimes to rename our sprites. So instead of Sprite 1, let's call it Monkey. M-O-N-K-E-Y. All right.
So now we're gonna go ahead and you're gonna go push the little cat again, and you're gonna create one. So
we're gonna create a new sprite. It's called. Okay.
Right around here, you'll see a banana. So you're just gonna tap that, and it will say bananas, and then a banana will show up on the screen.
There you go.
So then you'll just test out, and then your monkey you'll make him go towards it, but your monkey will just go right through it.
He doesn't need it yet, right?
Because he doesn't have a code yet. So you have to create a code so that when the monkey touches it, it will disappear. So right now we're going to show you how we're going to do that.
All right, Quinn.
Yes.
If I click back on my monkey, you can see when he starts doing stuff when we push our flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we need? If I click back here on my bananas, you can see our code disappears because our bananas don't have any code yet. Our monkeys has code, bananas no code. But we want to start the banana code the same way as we start a monkey code.
So we're going to go in events and choose the same one when the flag picture clicked. Put it at the top so you have room. And then you're going to do show.
Okay.
You're going to push the show button.
Looks okay. So we want it to show up.
The show is
and that's
really
because
close
later
to
on
the
we're going to
bottom.
want it to disappear, right?
The show is near the bottom of purple.
Okay.
So you're just going to click it right under the one flag clicked. So then after that you're going to go into control and grab forever.
Okay.
And then you're going to click that right under.
Yep.
And then you're going to grab the if one that's right under there.
Okay, hang on. You're going a little fast. So we got another forever loop. And then, okay, we're going to grab an if statement. An if statement checks to see if something is true. Okay, and it only does it if it's true. So we're going to get that up. So what is it that we're going to actually program? We're going to make it so that when the monkey runs into the banana, what happens?
The banana will disappear.
Okay. So we're gonna check to see if our monkey is touching our banana. So right now it says if, and then there's a diamond, and then it says then, right?
So you're gonna go.
So what do we need to check? We need to check if our monkey's touching our banana. Which one of these things on the left do you think we're gonna choose from?
Motion.
Motion?
So you're gonna
You think so? I think Quinn found it already. Where is it? It's not under motion.
Oh, never mind. It says sensing.
Sensing, yeah.
Sensing. So you're going to go into there and then pick the touching mouse pointer.
Which is the first
Good
one
guess.
there.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
So you're going to click it.
Yeah.
Or you're going to just put it right into there. And
Hey, what do you notice about this and that?
So they're both diamonds.
Yeah,
they're both like a diamond shape. So
Yeah.
when you're just going to put it right up there, and then your little diamond will light up,
Yeah.
and then you're just going to drop it in.
Okay.
And then you're going to switch the mouse pointer
To
monkey.
Yeah. So right now, this is what it says. When we start our program, show the bananas. Forever, if it's touching the monkey, then do something. So what do we want? What do we want that something to be?
Disappear.
Okay.
We want it to disappear.
So where did we find that again?
Motion.
You sure?
No. Looks maybe.
Looks. So
If
we're going to go
you
into
can't
show.
find it, you can always search, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
you're going to go into show. You're going to grab the show one.
The
we
one
want
that
it to
says,
show or do we want it
We
to-
want it to hide.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. Hide.
Push
So,
the one that says hide
Never mind.
and just drop it.
so,
all right. So let's see. Let's start our game. Okay.
so just start it.
Do. What happens when we run into the bananas?
It
Boom.
disappears, so you can eat it.
Disappeared.
But the one problem is you have to keep on clicking flag for the banana to come back in after you eat it. So then we're going to create a code so that the bananas will, so that we'll have multiple bananas, and then also once it disappears, it will pick between some seconds to put it back in.
Okay, so let's get our banana let's get it first to show up somewhere different every time. All right. So let's go under motion. Okay. And we're gonna have our bananas appear in a different location
So it
every
says-
time.
So grab the go to random position block.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that. Sure.
So then you're just going to click that right under the hide.
Why don't we want it to start off going to a random position.
So
So let's say we'll have it go to a random position and then show. So let's try our code now. It's always a good idea every time.
So look, now your banana is going to disappear. So then you click the
Mine
flag
appeared
again.
somewhere off screen when I just did it. Let me try again. We don't want our bananas to appear off screen. That will be bananas, although it seems to be fine now. Okay.
So you're just going to click your flag multiple times and it should appear in different places all over you.
Yeah.
All over there. So
All right, but we don't want to have to push the flag every time, do we?
no, because then your monkey will follow you to the flag.
Yes.
So let's make it so that every time we run into the bananas, it waits a little bit, and then the banana appears somewhere new. Sound good?
Yeah.
So if we wanted to wait, is that a look? Is it sound? Is it an event?
Controls.
Controls. Okay.
So you're just going to grab the...
So it's the one at the top. It says wait 1 second.
So you're just going to click that right under the hide.
Yep.
So, and then you can change the second. You should change the second. Just try like.
Let's try 2 seconds.
Try 2 seconds.
And then what do we want it to do? So we want it to wait 2 seconds. Then we want it to
Reappear.
reappear. Do we want it to reappear? Okay, so we'll go under. Do we want it to reappear in the same place?
No.
No.
So let's go back under motion and say go to a random position.
Okay.
So how do we get it to show back up, Quinn?
What is it? Looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already did the next thing.
Go. Which one?
We want it to show back up, right?
So show.
Yeah.
There's the one show.
So that.
All right, so let's try out our game now. So I'm going to push my flag. There's my bananas. I'm going to go eat them. It's waiting 2 seconds. Oh, they showed back up.
I told mine to pick random between 1 and 10 seconds just to like be creative.
Okay, so walk us through how you do that.
So you're just gonna go into the green one that says operators. So first, just shut off your monkey that's running around.
Okay.
So then you're gonna go into operators and
Yeah.
grab pick random 1 to 10.
Okay.
So then you're just gonna click that into the wait wait random seconds, and then you're gonna change the 1 to 5 seconds because 10 is a little long. So
Okay.
you change that in between 1 and 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then you're just going to try it out to see what it will do. So your banana will take 1 to 5 seconds to reappear.
All right, so we got our monkey. It chases the bananas around. Let's have. I want it to wait a certain amount of time before the banana appears on the screen. So let's do that. So let's go under controls, and we'll say wait 1 second, and we'll throw that up here before it shows up. And again, we'll use Liam's idea of the operators.
And then you're just gonna click that right into the wait 1 second.
Okay.
So then you're gonna change this
1 to 5 again.
1 to 5. Yeah. So that now you've got this one ready, you can click your flag to see, and then you'll see. So when you start it, you'll see that the banana will take in between 1 to 5 seconds for it to appear. If you want to have more bananas, you can go into the cat face again and keep on actually.
Or you can
actually go back.
Tap the.
So just go back. You can
right click
the banana, and it will say duplicate, and then you'll do that as many times as you want how many bananas you want on the screen. So then when you click the banana 2 and banana 1, they'll both have the exact same code.
So I'm gonna make 5 bananas. Flag.
So it's just gonna get it to, and then it'll just take seconds to appear, and then you can go and eat bananas. So that's how we made our hungry monkey.
Do we want to do one more thing to this project before we're done?
Sure.
Do we want to count how many bananas that our monkey is eating?
Yeah, so it will count your score.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my stop button. I'm going to click on my monkey.
Okay.
All right. And what we're going to do is, if we want our computer to remember stuff, we use something called a variable. So I'm going to click on my variables there.
It's the orange one.
It's the orange one. I'm going to make a variable, and I'm going to call it, let's just call it score.
So, Daddy, do we do for all sprites or only
Sprites.
for all of them?
So it doesn't matter in this case. Sometimes you don't want the bananas to know something that the cat or that the monkey knows. But in this case, it doesn't matter. So sometimes the monkey, you might want every pair of bananas maybe to know how many times it was eaten or something like that. But in this case, it doesn't matter. So for all sprites is fine. And this doesn't need to be a cloud variable. A cloud variable means it would remember it on the server forever. So now what does it say, Quinn?
It says score, and then it will say 0. But then you start the game, and when you eat a banana, it will say nothing. So.
It says nothing. Why?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because we didn't code it to tell it to count it.
Exactly. We already have something that detects if the monkey touches the banana. So it's a good thing we made our variable a global variable, meaning visible by all. I'm going to go back and delete some of my bananas, okay? I'm going to go back and delete all my bananas but one.
So you're just going to delete all your bananas except your original banana?
Yep, that's right. So we want to say if it's touching the monkey, we want to increase the score. We'll click on variables.
So variables is the one near my block.
And we'll say change my variable by 1. We'll drag that down here right after the word hide. And we'll change it from my variable to score.
Score. Okay.
Oops.
So do we keep it by 1? Yeah, because it needs to count up by 1.
Yeah. So now it's going to work.
So if you just click your flag and then look at your score. So like find a banana, then look at your score, and it's going up again.
Now watch this though. I'm going to stop my game.
Okay.
And start it over. But my score stays a 4. We don't want that. We want the score to reset every time.
Because then you can't count up your score like what did you get this time.
So I'm going to go back to my monkey. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set.
So go into my variables and set my variable to 0.
Yeah, and we'll put that right at the very start of our code. And instead of my variable, we're going to click and change it to
my score.
Okay.
Which one? Score?
Yep.
Okay. Now if you want, now you can duplicate your bananas if you want right now. So I'm going to duplicate my bananas again because I like having the bananas. So I'm just going to duplicate mine so that I have lots on the screen to go get and see how.
From one banana, I get 100.
Oh yeah? Oh, Quinn, you're cheating. Come in, say
100.
thank you for watching our video.
Thank you for watching our video.
I hope you learned something.
Bye.
Bye.